Hand me those ones to see if either of them will. All right. Stop, because I can get a spark off. Welcome in, Gojo. Welcome in, JJ. How are you?
I'll do a different one. I'm gonna put the garbage down.
I did. Wow, that's a crazy #1 badge you got, Gojo. I think you get to keep it because you're the first commenter. That must be new. We're doing all right. Thanks for asking. How was your day?
None of them?
Did you see the step is going anywhere then?
Yeah, I saw that. So worked all day on my end. Son hung out with this friend down the street. Mama was at work too. Finished up dinner and we're into like putts cleaning up time period. So that's been our big day so far today. Nothing major, but not a bad day. It rained again, which is crazy because it doesn't ever seem to rain all that much. Now all of a sudden it won't stop raining.
Are you getting one?
Your mom said it.
Get that finger.
I actually think Gojo, I don't know if you're playing right now, but I actually think Son's in Grow a Garden as we speak. Gojo's in.
Wait. Oh. Welcome in, everybody. Can we do some of the non-illegal fireworks that I have? Oh.
No, it's wet everywhere. Save it for a non, like everything's drenched night.
What does he want to do? Remus, no. Remus, no.
Yeah, I put a little poll up there.
Remus.
I put a poll up to say, what did you have for dinner? It's a question I usually ask folks, and so I figured I'd just let the poll ask the question and see what people say. Well, that's coincidental because that's what we're serving tonight. Is a candle, and if you look, the candle has a built-in LED and changes colors. So right now it's green, now it's purple. It's actually pretty cool. And a rock. So funny enough, no, figure it out. Funny enough, Matt, I wanted to say you were in the live the other night when I was making bacon. Apparently I had the phone a little too close to the stove, and the reason it ended so quickly is because the phone got to a point where it was too hot. It was too hot and it shut down.
What, it did?
Yeah. I got a heat warning, not on yours, it was on my work phone. She has no idea what an FYP is. It's driving me nuts, and I at this point I won't help.
That is literally isn't the first thing you see.
I try to tell her that. That's your FYP. She knows how to do an FYP on TikTok. Figure it out on YouTube. Mom was trying to get into the live herself, and that's her getting the number 3 badge for some reason. But she is, last night we started the conversation and we had I will say, interesting series of conversations with folks from outside the U.S. that had very specific beliefs on Americans. And so we needed a mod in the room to sort of help out. So JJ, what kind of, you said an Ultima transition? What year? And I did say transmission. If it came across as transition, I apologize. Bugger, go into one block.
That wants to know why you have a potato rock on your table.
Oh, Remus, what are you doing? I thought he said he's having potato rock for dinner.
Okay, this isn't dinner.
I know. So I don't know. It was just a rock. It came from the garden. It might have got dug up with Remus's digging. And I added it in front of the candle for ambiance. Doesn't it set the mood? That and the hose attachment. Mama wanted me to move the hose attachment, but I figured I'd leave it. Gojo, that's an interesting story. So
Look at the first video. It's the cutest thing ever.
officially, unofficially, we started 2 years ago. Officially, we started like 5 years ago. And what had happened is I didn't know anything about YouTube at the time, and I was recording son was he was into mini things at that time. So mini houses, mini everything. He had made his own at-home mini house, and he wanted to have a recording of it, and so I was recording on YouTube, not knowing that it was going to make a video. So our original video, which is still available on our channel, is from like 5 years ago, and then there was like 3 years of dead space, and then when I went to go actually make a channel, when Son and I talked about it, we coincidentally already had a channel. We just didn't know it. And so I named it what we named it today and started doing the official Dad and Son Do It All. So hopefully that makes sense, but if you go to our videos, if you go to our videos, our oldest video is that mini house that Son built years and years and years ago. That was well before, well before we actually officially started. So hopefully that answers your question. I know that's probably more than you asked for, but I agree. Well, not as bad as I thought.
Come on.
Hamburger steak on a bed of mashed taters and brown oh, okay, Rudy. That sounds tasty. For me, you put a little bit of grilled onions and some mushrooms on that. Whew, now we're talking. I could get down on that.
Oh, Wes.
What?
Oh, get it out. There's a bird floating in there. And it's kind of alive still. Get it out.
It is alive.
Put it in the middle of the yard.
Well, I'm going to show the chat. All right, chat. So I have to save a bird. So in our trash can, because of the amount of rain we got, a bird flew in. So we're going to gently hold the dog. Otherwise, it's going to become a snack.
Oh, something's wrong with that bird.
Okay, so we're going to slowly let the water out. Go slow. Go slow. Go slow. Okay, come on, birdie. You kept your beak above. I see your head moving. I see your feet going. We're almost there.
Something's wrong with that bird.
Yeah, he's in water. Okay.
Go put him on, like... Something's wrong with him.
At least it's dry now.
Put him, like, by the tree.
Oh, no, birdie.
Put him by the tree over there.
Can you stop barking orders? All right, I'm gonna just nicely bring him over to the tree. Where's Bod when I need him? Bod's here for all the animal videos. He's probably exhausted. All right, yeah, we had to keep the dog away from that. All right. Yeah, so that was very surprising. So we've had 2 massive rainstorms in the last 2 nights, and Mama just went over there because some of the cans, as you can see, were left out, and that bird apparently got in that can. Well, Briley, what'd you have from McDonald's? That's a place we go from time to time. I'm eating a Northside with grilled Costco hot dogs. Matt, how many hot dogs, and I'm being serious, don't take this as a slight, I'm being dead serious. How many Costco hot dogs do you buy at a time? Do you buy like a bunch of them?
Maybe he buys them, like, not, like, from their...
Oh, I'm thinking, okay, Matt. Do you buy like
In the
hot
freezer?
dogs from the Costco, or do you buy hot dogs at like the cafe? I'm thinking you're buying like, hey, get me 13 from the cafe and bringing them home. And Mama's thinking that you're buying them from like the refrigerated or frozen section and then thawing them as you need them. I know, Gojo. I'm giving it a chance. I'm keeping it in the can without the water to rest and relax because it might have been stress from treading water for so long. And chicken nuggets, that's a great call. So Mama's a big chicken nugget person, so is Son. And JJ hasn't decided dinner yet. JJ, it's like 8:15 in your area. You haven't decided dinner yet. Remus. No. Do not stress the bird out any more than it needs to be. Remus. That's what I thought. Be a good boy.
What are you looking for?
Wondering if it fell on my back.
You went inside.
I know. Can you do a lapper? Chili dogs. Don't tell Mama, but that's on the menu for this week. About two. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Matt, I'm not gonna lie. That makes a lot more sense. 100% more sense. I had in my head that you were just like going to the cafe section, and you know when you hit the little kiosk and the little buttons, you were like putting in 12. I'm wondering what you do with all the drinks. Is basically what I'm wondering. Thank you.
Which one did you use? Can I like
Tomorrow you're making loaded nachos. Okay, what's your protein base? What are you looking for, baby? I don't know that it's got to be that one. It's got to be that one. No. Nope.
You obviously
I understand. But I went back in, remember?
Oh, I can give it to you. You wanted one side?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you could ball out, to your point, Jennifer. You could ball out at a place like, you know, I'm thinking like, you go to Wendy's, you can get the big Frosty with $80, and the Baconator. However, you know, you're going to Chili's, you get the two for, you know, now you can have a drink or two. But you're going to the local chop house, that could be one person's meal. So I get you. And go, Joe. I appreciate you letting us know. You'll be right back. Son jumped in, I think, to grow a garden, just for what it's worth. Applebee's is a call. I'll be honest with you. I've been on a Chili's kick lately because since we're Chili's rewards members, we get the chips and salsa, and you can't beat the Chili's chips and sauce. You don't even have to order anything. They just literally just give you chips and salsa for being a rewards member. It's kind of how Matt walks into Costco and they just give him hot dogs.
I mean Applebee's or Chili's.
I'm kidding, Matt. I'm kidding. Matt is a legend though with those hot dogs. He uses those things like everywhere. That is gangster. So I've never had the Costco hot dogs in a package, Matt, and I'm being dead serious. Are they the same hot dogs that they serve in the cafe or different? JJ, as much as I love Mama, that's going to be the rest of your life. That just literally is going to be the rest of your life. I can't do anything about it.
Just saying.
So if you did go to Applebee's, let me ask you, Jennifer, what would you get at the Applebee's? What would be your go-to?
Hi.
I really thought this light was going to break.
You got what?
That light was going to break with the rain it got yesterday.
It's weird. How does it work?
I have no idea. No clue. Okay, so we have a cooking and eating channel, and I will tell you, on our cooking and eating channel, it's going to be a rare occasion that you see shrimp because Mama, Son, and I are not fans of shrimp or seafood. But that's a great call. I've never had the parm steak. The wontons, though, are phenomenal. So on your recommendation, one of these times that I'm there, I'll have to try the Parmesan steak. I'm not... Recently, when we've gone there, yeah, we always do the twofer at even the Applebee's, and we do the boneless wings as the app, and then we do the Mama does the Fiesta Lime Chicken. I do the... What do I do at Applebee's?
Burger, usually. Isn't it like a barbecue burger or something?
I don't know. Man, it's been a while. It hasn't been that long, but it's been a while. I think I do the 6-ounce sirloin. There you go, Matt. Really, you can buy those same hot dogs, and so
We should do that because they're good.
yeah. So long story short, we have both Sam's and Costco, and the Sam's, in fairness, was because we signed up for a deal, and apparently there's auto renew, and we didn't realize that, and so we got auto renewed. But Mama likes Sam's more than she likes Costco. But we like the cafe significantly better at Costco. Now, I like Costco better in general, but it's not close to our house. So very, very, very long story short, knowing that we can buy those hot dogs, like, to make it home instead of having to buy exclusively in the cafe.
It's so many of them, sure.
Yeah, but that's still a game changer, man. Welcome back, Briley. What is with these number ones and number twos? I thought Gojo had number one. Like, I don't get what's happening.
Maybe it's who's talking the most.
So what is the sauce? Is it one meal? Is it the parm steak with shrimp? No worries, Gojo. Appreciate you hanging out and coming in. You have a great night. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for the twofer menu, cause we love the buffalo wings. Their boneless wings are actually really good. Not as good as Wingstop, which is a different debate and a different question for a different live altogether. But we always get the boneless wings, and then Mama always gets the Fiesta Lime Chicken at Applebee's.
Or
And I could go, as long as it's beef based, I'm almost anywhere. Okay, so going back, Jennifer, you said you're using ground beef for the nachos. The reason I ask is I've been punting nachos / tostados since last night. And tomorrow we're having them no matter what. And so I think I'm going to do barbacoa, but we also have ground beef. But we also have chicken. So I have 3 different proteins to choose from. And the question is which one anybody will add to their stuff. I know Son will go ground beef exclusively. So you might have to get a soft shell or 2. Oh, Matt's in with his take on Sam's versus Costco. Yeah, so the problem, that's very similar to us, Matt. So in our actual place we live in, here comes the cicadas. And if Peter was here, we'd call them the gigakias. We have a Sam's Club in our actual city. The closest Costco is, what do you call it, half hour away, 20 minutes away?
25 minutes.
Okay, so we'll call it 25 minutes, 30 minutes away. And so you gotta want to really go there and know what you're going to Costco for. With Sam's, you can just make a run. You can literally just hop over. But the cafe at Sam's is so...
That's terrible. They need more people working there.
Yeah, unless you do the order ahead thing, you wait in line for so long, it's insane. Okay, well, JJ, you got the car down. You got to pick the food. the car is the least important item in the mix. Because getting there is, as they always say, is half the battle. It's where you're going. And I'm going to ask you, JJ, for real life. Do you guys, because knowing where you're at, if I could have a vote in it, I'm going to say, do you guys have any drive-ins? It's summer. Do you have any drive-ins where you can go, pull the car in, order at the microphone, and have them bring you insert X? So it can be cheeseburgers, it can be whatever, but milkshakes. So you're eating in the car, you're talking, you're having a good time. So if you guys got any drive-ins, not drive-throughs, that's my vote. Exactly, Jennifer, right? Mama and I have been together since we were in junior high, so I'm not gonna lie, like that was like the ideal place. We used to seek out, this is gonna show my age, before Sonic was a national chain, A&W existed, and A&W used to be a drive-in, and so you used to be able to go and get the food brought to the car at your window and just hang out in the car. And that was a night. All right, JJ, for what it's worth, that's my vote. And so if I count for half a vote, that's my vote. You guys are at the perfect age for that. So take her car, sit in the car, relax, go to a Dog and Suds, go to an A&W, go to someplace like that where you can just hang out. And $80 will take you a long way.
You can buy one of everything.
And as an older guy in the conversation, I will tell you, take what you save, because the memories is what's going to last, not the food items. Sock away the savings, and your future self will thank your past self. Hopefully, any of that made sense. And Jennifer, the reason we're sitting here right now looking at a candle instead of just driving around having a little fun, me and Mama, even at our age, is because son is inside the house, possibly playing Roblox with Gojo. So
Did you answer her question about the candle?
I did not, sorry. I will scoot back. I agreed with her on the burger, fries, and shake. The one thing I will say is if you got $80 to spend, you don't get the fries. You get the onion rings. So I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know where you're from, and we don't ever ask this, Jennifer. And I want to double check that you're okay with being called Jennifer. Do you have Menards in your area? Or have you heard of Menards? That's probably a better question. You are absolutely allowed to say. We just will never ask as a channel of people. We will answer the question of where we're from as long as you play the game, but we don't ask personal information of people.
Oh, they have Menards.
Okay, so so at Menards, we went in with their 4th of July sale, and somehow, some way, I'm gonna get rid of the quiz because nobody's really answering anymore. But we went in, and in one of their middle aisle end caps, if you're familiar with Menards, you know what I'm talking about. These were 99 cents after rebate. And so they're citronella candles. So it's a real candle. It's real flame. And it said LED light. Both Mama and I were completely confused on what that meant.
You can't see anything.
Because you just bought it blindly. But when you light it, the colors change. And we bought the last 2 they had left. Oh, Jennifer. Well, I won't make you play the game much. But if you go due north
A long way.
about 5 hours, we're in the same neck of the woods. It's a crazy question. We didn't know what it meant, and then we lit it last night for our live, because in fairness, we're in the suburbs of Chicago. So I will show you the neighborhood. So we are in the suburbs of Chicago, and there's Remus. And because we're a faceless channel, that's us. We always try to put the image on something fun. A lot of times it's Remus. Okay, so if your sister's in Naperville, she's not far from us. We won't give the exact city, but she's, depending on where she's at, anywhere from 35 to 55 minutes. Because if you've been to your sister's house in Naperville, you realize the size and scope of Naperville, and it's fairly long. But yeah, I will say 35 to 55 minutes, depending on traffic. That's awesome. So to a fellow Illini, welcome in. She's planning to wear a fancy dress and spend a lot of time on her makeup. You know what, JJ? She's doing that for you, so appreciate it and come as you are, because she's willing to accept you as you are. And just ask her nicely what she has a taste for. And then take it from there. That's my only advice. The gal sitting next to me, we've been dating since we were in our teens, and that's the best advice I can give you. Just ask her what she has a taste for and take care of her from there. Everyone in this world has decision fatigue. That's why we will never put you in a position in our lives, in our chats, in our conversations where we want you to make a commitment to anything. We never ask you to subscribe. We want you to join the community, but we never do that. You just ask her what she wants to eat, and then help her help herself, and take her to the best option you can.
Remus.
Waterloo.
It sounds like
I'm not familiar with Waterloo.
it's way down south.
I know. I know enough about the state that I huh. There you go, Jennifer. In fairness, we Mama and I met each other when I was 12. She was 13. But we started dating when we were in high school. Different high schools, but started dating when we were in high school. And we just have the one. You have more than one kid? And that's wild. We showed up just randomly on your FYP. We had somebody last night in from actual, like, Chicago proper, and it was pouring last night. Pouring. And they were just pure sunshine.
3 and 5 years busy.
Okay. Well, I know you're in Southern Illinois, but they have Netflix.
Stop it.
Jennifer knows what I'm talking about. Congrats. I bet that keeps you busy. Matt, you're still here. I thought we lost you. You're making it too formal, Matt. Calling me father seems very, I don't want to say religious, but definitely very parochial. You know, this is just a place to hang and chime in. So if you got to run an errand, I assume you're out of hot dogs. Yeah, and so JJ's in the chat. JJ's actually in high school dating his high school sweetheart. So I'm right now, JJ, you're sitting with two people that have now married their high school sweethearts. Different directions. They landed at the same point differently. But that's awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Jennifer. We get questions a lot of times, so I'm very, very thankful that recently Mama's been more participatory, where she's sitting next to me. You can probably hear her in the background. People have often wondered if it's, since it's called Dad and Son Do It All, if it's just a dad with his son, and it absolutely is not. But in fairness, the reason it started is he was a daddy's boy. He kind of still is, and Mama's more of an observationalist, which isn't bad by any means. But if you watch any of our videos, a great example, if you look at any of the water park videos, you see a whole lot of dad and son going down water slides. Mama's usually in a nice lounge chair just watching the chaos. So you grill them, Matt? Okay, I thought you have to go. Pick that up in the next conversation, Matt, but I want to know what the preferred method to cook them is, because that's a hot take too. People have very staunch beliefs on how to cook a proper hot dog. Hey, there you go. So we got to find a Great Wolf Lodge between us and you guys, and maybe have the kids just run amok, because... And I don't want to ask you the kids' age, but I assume that they're under college and older than kindergarten. That's what I'm gonna. You don't have to give specifics if you do not want, but I'm gonna guess they're in that realm. Nine, 6, and 5. Okay, well that's like right in the wheelhouse of sons. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out like a Great Wolf or a Kalahari, and at some point meet up. And I'm not gonna lie, we once upon a time wore our Dad and Son Do It All T-shirts to a local amusement park to us, and we had a kid like walk off the ride, get out of his seat, come up to us and say, "I love your guys' content. You guys are awesome." And then went back to the ride, sat in his seat, and got locked in. Yeah. Booger was like freaked out because he's like, "Was that real? Did that happen in real life?" So, yeah, it was, because he came up to us, he saw our shirts, and he's like, "You know them too?" And we're like, "We are them." And he's like, "No way." It's like, well, yeah, we don't sell merch, so the merch is us. The only other person that has a sweatshirt that is not dad or son is you, correct? It happened to be the amusement park that we make a lot of content for, so it made sense that they would be at the same amusement park. But yeah, we have season passes to a amusement park up by us called Santa's Village. And we were getting onto a ride, and a kid that was getting on a ride too. So if you guys are in Southern Illinois, I'm gonna ask for real life, if you can hear the cicadas in the background, are you guys getting hit with your annual cicadas now too? Because I know everyone gets all hyped up for the 17 year, but we didn't get much with the 17 year. Our annuals are the big ones. Our annuals come out every year like clockwork, and they are just, this is a rite of passage every summer night in our area. And JJ, for what it's worth, you're killing me. Did you guys make a decision? Where are you heading? Oh, JJ's back. Okay. I'm betting from Southern Illinois. Jennifer's all right with motorcycles and sprint car racing. That's. I don't mean that with any disrespect. I just mean that like a lot of people associate Chicago as Illinois, but Illinois is a very, very, very large state, and it's very diverse. I was telling JJ previously, Jennifer, that we have a dirt track that is about 20 minutes away from us. So I'm very familiar with sprint car racing and stock car racing and late models and you name it. And so we've gone there historically quite a bit. And JJ is a sprint car racer. No way. See, JJ, it's a small world. Well, that's me too from different sports, but yeah.
Hey.
Oh, what do we see? No, leave her alone. She's a nice old lady. She's okay. She's okay. There you go. Now the big question is, what are the toppings? You guys, and I'm going to tell you, JJ, you get whatever she wants on it. You have to earn the time to be able to pull rank. And let me give a little context to that. So not only did Mama work at a pizza place the entire time we were dating in high school and what have you, Mama has to have sausage on her pizza. And Jennifer probably recognizes in the Midwest, sausage on a pizza is a big deal. I could take or leave sausage. To me, pepperoni is a requirement on a pizza, otherwise it's not a pizza. Mama does not like pepperoni. So I went several years without eating pepperoni in my pizza just to make her happy. Now that I have 30 years invested, I've convinced her that the oil from the pepperoni flavors the pizza appropriately. And she can pull the pepperoni and put them on my slices. And now I doubly win because the pizza not only gets pepperoni, but I get double the pepperoni. No way. So I don't know how far south they travel, but have you ever heard of the Rosati's, Jennifer? And that's the right way, JJ, for right now. If you have the ability, that's the right way. I will say the economics work differently for everyone. You just make it right in the end. Okay, so it's
Or I think just the
okay. So it's within the Chicagoland region, but that's where Mama works. So if you just took her time in, I think she did about 8 years there. But her family, counting her sister and her brother, put in almost 3 decades worth of work at that same Rosati's, which is it's like a local. I wouldn't call it a chain because you're pretty much free to do what you want. You just lease the name, but it's a local to the Chicagoland market. Hey, Grape Soda, how are you? Appreciate you coming back.
what's IMOS?
I don't know. Jennifer, Mama wants to know what IMOS is. It is franchised, but again, the franchise is a very loose franchise. So not franchise like Pizza Hut and Domino's, but franchise like I said, you basically lease the name. You're free to do what you want, but if you buy their stuff, meaning their ingredients, their stuff, you get a discount on it. But otherwise,
Most of them taste the same.
as long as you're keeping the standards high, you can do what you want. So it's definitely a loose franchise, and I know they're only in the Chicagoland market. or to the state of Illinois and southern Wisconsin, because there's one in the Dells.
Is there?
Yeah. So I definitely know they're within, let's just say, wherever Chicagoans would go. And I say the Dells, assuming you know what the Dells is, since you're from Illinois. If you do not, let me know.
That's a far away from
I know, but it's the Dells.
It is the Dells.
I mean, come on, guy.
Hey.
I gotta look up where you're from. Baby, when you come back, look up where Waterloo's at. Let it be. Is that what's making all that ruckus?
I feel like we need to like dump it out, put it like up next to the on its side.
Okay, then do that. It ain't gonna bite you. It's a robin. Sorry, I'm talking to Mama here.
It's just a baby. I wonder if it's
JJ, your girlfriend's dad's a cop. He should scare you. I'm just saying that for real life.
I think I should put it over there.
But it should give you a decent level of respect and know to stay within the appropriate guidelines. But don't tip it that way. You're putting it back in water. It doesn't want to be in water, baby.
I'm wondering if its nest is right there.
Okay, then fine. Put it under the bush so it's more protected, but don't put it back in water. I don't need it. The nests are usually in a bush, so yes, it's probably from the bush.
Keep the dog away.
Huh. I'm not gonna lie, Jennifer. I've been to St. Louis proper many a times. I used to do an annual hockey tournament there, and it's somewhere that I've actually tried to get Mama and son to go for years, because I think one of the coolest experiences in life, in fairness, is going into the Arch in St. Louis. We've gone down to Cairo, but Mama's admitted on several lives previously she hasn't even been to Springfield. I have. I've traveled a lot, and a lot of my traveling is not without her. It's because of sports, and so, yeah. Unfortunately, we'd love to get down there. And in fairness, I want to take the train down there. I think that would just be a cool trip, so that way they could see, both son and her could see the entire state. It's okay. We're all right. As we're traveling down. So we can take the suburban rail into the city and then pick up the Amtrak and then take it down there. I bet he's not, but I'm going to tell you, JJ, at a certain point, reality hits you and you realize, like, you want something different. Instead of thinking that the law is trying to hurt your fun, you realize the law is there to sort of set the boundaries, is the best way I can say it. 2 hours south of Springfield. Okay. Yeah, I got to get Mama and son down to Springfield just to see.
Just my Aunt Peg used to live in Bellevue. Her husband or her ex-husband still lives there.
Is there a base down there? Or does she live down there for a different reason?
Is there an Air Force? Is
I
there
don't
an
know.
Air Force base down there?
So I don't know if you heard Mama, but her aunt, so son's great aunt, lived in Bellevue, and she was in the military. And so she was wondering if there's an Air Force base down there. So you drive up to Naperville in a few weeks? When you say up, I assume because your sister's in Naperville. I'm not going to lie to you. there's gonna be a Rosati's in Naperville. You should give it a shot. Scott Air Force Base.
That's probably.
Okay, so that would make a lot of sense. That's why Mama's aunt and son's great aunt would be from, or at least spent time and lived in Bellevue. Or Belleville.
Okay.
Did I say view? So I've made the trek down there a lot. Actually, and like I said, in fairness, and the one time we went to that state park in way southern Illinois. Remember we went with Kim?
Scott. I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was way down there.
Yeah.
Way down there. But I also want to go to Cairo, Illinois, because they got the ziggurats, which are the Native American versions of pyramids, and they're the largest pyramids in this hemisphere. And so there's a lot within our own state that we want to take up. So I want to do. I'm very familiar with Mark Twain. I'm myself. I am. I don't know if Mom is. Really?
Like the.
Like he wrote.
Oh, I think she's talking about maybe a state park.
Oh, the state park. I was
I
like,
think.
no, it wasn't Mark Twain. It was
Scott.
man, it was basically at the tip. You could spit and hit either Tennessee or Kentucky. I can't remember what it was. It was an 8-hour drive from us. That's how far south it was. It was way down there.
Not worth going camping that far away.
JJ, we all have, I don't mean this to take away any of your steam, but we all have, I'll just say possum, because opossum is a hard word to say. We all have possum in our family. We really do. I just hope for your sake that at some point a revelation occurs. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying take all the fun out of possum. But boundaries. Because I was the kid. Like I told you, when you were talking about Halloween last night, I was that kid. I was that kid for many, 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 many years. And then God blessed me with a son, and I said, oh no. I really hope son is not my version. The difference between me and the trouble, and my mom gave me a very, very extremely long leash, and I do give her all the credit in the world as being a mom that raised me as a single parent. As long as I didn't get in trouble with the law, I was good to go. And I never got in trouble with the law, and that was more because I never got caught. Not because I didn't do very stupid things. We'll be here, Jennifer, at least for a bit. So what toppings you getting, JJ? That's the question I got. What toppings you getting on them pizzas? And are you getting any appetizers? You gotta look up state parks in southern Illinois. You gotta look it up. And then what's over there that he's so interested in? Is it the bird? Yeah, I don't want him to mess with the bird. Chad, if you're still here, feel free to chime in. The mic is open.
There's one called the Trail of Tears.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Like, why would you want to go there?
Um, for the history of it, that's when they drove out the Native Americans. Meat lover. Oh, see that now you're talking my language. Jennifer, yeah, you will. We typically go live daily on this channel. If not this channel, for sure one of the other ones. But if you did subscribe, we will be here. We will be live multiple times a week. So we appreciate you hanging out.
Stephen A. Forbes.
Stephen A. Forbes, if you're still here, Jennifer, that was the state park. 100%. That was the one.
It's in Peenemünde, Illinois. $227 miles away.
Definitely Google it. It's
4 hours and 10 minutes.
It's 4 hours and 10 minutes from us, which I'm betting it's more middle-ish of the state for you, but I know you have to go. It's in Marion County. Yeah, JJ, it's people like Possum that, in fairness, in our area, we no longer have the punch because of people spiking the punch. So everything is distributed in a less communal environment. I was more the guy, for what it's worth, that brought his own. Have a good night, Jennifer. Pleasure meeting you.
Get him.
Do they have a dog? Because his hair is standing up.
That's for birdies.
I understand. It went to fly and it didn't make it.
He's looking for food, I think. Like he's looking for a worm. I think after this.
And you threw shine in it? Yeah, that's hard to... Shine is hard to hide. You have to have a taste for it. I will tell you that much. Rum's a little easier to hide in punches. Keep an eye on the channel. I'll be right back. You want
Fridge, yeah.
From the fridge.
The ice from the ice maker. Here, he wants to go inside.
Booger. Your miss wants to come with you. It's clearly
No, that's
not.
not what I wanted.
I asked from the fridge.
No.
You said
I said
yeah.
the water, but the ice from the maker.
That's not what you said.
That's not what I wanted.
I would probably agree, JJ. In fairness, once upon a time, I made shine with the gentleman that used to live there. They no longer live there, and it was quite the process. But it was not for distribution; it was for personal consumption.
Here, water something with this, because I don't think there's something.
With the ice cubes,
Yeah, I don't want this.
then just put it in the Dansun water. It should be in the living room. Welcome in, William. How's your night? Again, you got to be careful. You just got to be careful. You got to know your source. You got to know everything. And again, I want it on record. I'm not condoning the consumption of anything prior to the age of 21 years of age within these United States. However, either way, you got to be extremely careful. We're doing all right. Thanks for asking. I keep messing up. It's Wednesday, right? I don't know why I keep thinking that it's Tuesday. Which is fine. I'd rather day behind myself than day ahead myself.
Yeah.
Did you get up to anything fun today, William? Is that an actual crow instead of just some blackbirds? So last night I did scroll through the lives just to see what else was going on, because I had somebody in the chat saying like, how come you're not doing like a subscriber demand, and how come you're not putting rubber bands on a watermelon, and
That was
like,
the next one that was the first one I spoke to.
and I was like, what are you talking about? And apparently there's pretty thirsty people out here that just do this purposely to like try to get people to give them money, and I don't know what you're looking at. Okay. So how do they differ from other transmissions? I assume a Nissan transmission's. I said transition again. Transmission is going to be a front-wheel drive situation. So how do they differ from other manufacturers? Just out of curiosity. I've never gone into one. I've told you before, and I think it was recently. I've dropped them before, but have never gone inside of one. The funny thing, thinking about it, is we have all 4 different kinds of drives. So that's front-wheel drive, that's 4-wheel drive, and that's all-wheel drive. And so those are 3 different, transmission types. So is it all their transmissions or just the front-wheel drive versions, JJ? Why do you have volume on? You're here in real life. Remember how Bod said, "I'll see you in 1 week"? I think he was serious. The one at this point I'm more concerned about, because I've seen Gojo now. Girl Gamer was last night. Phoenix was last night. They come on at like 9 o'clock. It's Peter. That's the one I haven't seen in a while. So what's wrong with the transmission in the Ultima that you got to be working on it? And in fairness, how are you replying to the comments while you're working on the transmission? Not that I'm upset about that.
Going to dinner.
Yeah, not that I'm upset about that, but I don't want to make you make any mistakes. So do not feel obligated to have to be here by any stretch of the imagination. What the heck is that one? That plane's going that direction. They're usually coming into... Oh, so this is old school. So you're talking about when you were at work. That makes sense. I have soup on my sock and I put my shoes on. The squirrels doing the tree dance that they do. Don't you see the right there? That's what happened before when one dropped in from that height. The ding dong.
What?
That's what happened when one dropped from that height to ding dong. They were going branch to branch, and there he goes, going from one tree to the other, and right there, that transition is what happened when
I
it.
think it's over here.
Correct, but it missed the transition, and yeah. So in fairness, I was watching some of those lives last night that had, like, to your point, like 1,100 people in it and stuff like that. I was mind blown at what was going on in those
Here's
rooms.
one. Which is the one about 14K.
Wait, 1.4 or 14?
14K.
That's insane. And so they're doing what to the watermelon?
They're putting rubber bands around it.
Okay. So literally, I had somebody in yesterday's chat ask me, like, why I wasn't putting rubber bands around the watermelon. It makes more sense. Well, okay, so if you broke 5 wrenches, I'm gonna ask an honest question. What kind of wrenches we talking about? We talking about Harbor Freight wrenches? Or are we talking about, like, Snap-on wrenches? Supposedly both come with the lifetime warranty, but and I've deformed a wrench or two, but I've never officially broke one. And I'm now scared because I always bought Craftsman tools because of the lifetime warranty. And I bought them based on Sears being viable.
He's putting shaving cream
On his microphone? Sorry, Mama's like scrolling through other lives and seeing how many people are in the lives and telling me what they do. So I do apologize. And so, yeah, apparently somebody's putting rubber bands on watermelons. Somebody else is putting shaving cream on a microphone. You'll never get that here. The best you'll get is the, after rebate,
You need to buy them.
99-cent Menard Buglet. I don't get it.
This one's official.
I think part of our problem is we're faceless.
Yeah.
If you notice, everyone else is face forward. But we have Giga Kia. Anybody else have Giga Kia? So there's a bunch of people that got XP. You even got 25 XP. So I'm able to see the top viewers and who got XP, experience points. And you got 25 XP for your time here.
4.4K people doing high jump.
We can get Ding Dong out here doing slip and slides. If we were that thirsty. Baby. Baby.
Are you?
So I'm asking.
Going now.
So what year Altima were you working on? And the reason I ask is my sister used to have an Altima. She got rid of it to get a, oh God, I can't remember the model, but it's a Kia SUV. And man, are these cicadas loud. (2009). How many miles are on that? I'm gonna guess. Let me guess, if you don't mind. 2009. I'm gonna guess 146,000. Well, for what it's worth, if you check the odometer when you go back to working on it, my guess is 146K. Welcome in, Addie. How was your evening? We're okay. Thanks for asking. Sun's inside, still enjoying the air conditioning because it's a muggy evening. But otherwise, it was a pretty standard day. Did you get up to anything fun today? There, I mean, even put it out there. 12:30. Oh wow! I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty wild. Not in a bad way, in a jealous way. I am definitely jealous that you slept till 12:30. James, I have no idea how you're not getting. So Addie has the crown number 2 right now. You've been here talking all evening, and I don't see a crown or a number 2 by you. For what it's worth, Addie, last night I I was not able to get to sleep for various reasons. And when I woke up, Son asked me very nicely. He looked at me and he said, "Hey, do you have off today?" And I said, "No." And I looked at the time and I had to go start work. I work from home, thankfully. Otherwise, I would have been really late for work. Well, I can tell you, JJ, that is the stock answer when working in the garage. If nothing else works, try WD-40. If that doesn't work, it's calling somebody with more experience. Free sample. I highly suggest the Brat diet. So that is very simple carbohydrates. So you want to try some rice, some applesauce, some toast, and if you can tolerate the taste, some bananas. That'll help you put some solids on your system, whilst also giving you some fiber content to be able to counteract the after effects of your situation. However, if you're just here trolling, welcome in. We appreciate you. You're welcome to hang out. Just make sure that the comments are PG, and that one was PG, so it was allowed through. Well, Lopi, I'm going to tell you, maybe you don't eat the Arby's then if it's causing that problem. I'm an Arby's fan. However, it can cause that issue from time to time. So, maybe stop with the Arby's and move on to a different food type to help yourself out. Addie, don't indulge the shenanigans. And I appreciate your actual legitimate concern. They're just messing around. So they're going chat to chat to see what people say. So do you got anything planned for the rest of the week, Addie, before the weekend? Okay, do you have anything planned over the weekend? Because I was just told we apparently have a birthday party on Saturday, which I didn't know was happening. Otherwise, I'm trying to figure out something fun because it's not supposed to be so ridiculously hot. So, trying to think of something fun for Sunday. So that's a great call out. So we were at the pool on Sunday. We were actually live going into the pool. I had to cut the live because in order to get the pool, you had to walk through the locker room. So I had to cut the live. We have season tickets to an amusement park by us. And since it's not supposed to be so hot, I think we're going to go there. A lot of times we go like early in the season, late in the season based on the heat. But if we do go there, it's called Santa's Village and we will go live. Really? So there is, so Andy, I will say, if you've been to the Santa's Village that we go to, that's amazing. There's three in the U.S., so they all closed, but two of them are still open. I know I never asked for where people are at or any personal information, but where was the location? Just give me the state of the location that you went to. That's kind of the same MO for us, JJ. So we go to Mass very early on Sunday morning. I won't say we sleep in on Saturday because we have basketball practice and Taekwondo in the morning. But Saturday is more of a get stuff done day. And then Sunday is more of a relax and have fun day. Well, when we go live, if you're able to make the live, if we go live from Santa's Village, tell if it's the same one, because it's in the Northeast. I don't remember where in the Northeast, but it's in the Northeast. So the one in California never reopened, and the one by us did. So it's really a cool place because it has a water park and an amusement park. So depending on the weather, you can take advantage of both or one or the other. Well, if it's the one in Illinois, Eddie, it's the same one we've been to. And it's the same one we have season passes to, and it's the one we go to. We go quite a bit, but we haven't been in probably about a month because it's been so hot. And when it's this hot, they have, like I said, a water park, but it's a smaller water park, but it's hard to cool off because of the crowds. Well, good luck with that, JJ. I was saying, Eddie, that if you've been to the one in Illinois, then that's the one that we have season passes to. And they have a water park, but it's a smaller water park. And depending on the crowds, it can get pretty packed. So it can be pretty hard to cool off. So we tend to go more in the later months and the earlier months of our season pass and not in the middle, if that makes sense. The good news is you can finally see the candle and how it works. The other one I think is in like the Northeast somewhere, Eddie, and I don't want to guess the state because I don't have something in front of me that I can double check. But it's like New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, somewhere in that region. The one in California closed and never reopened. But okay, there you go. Then you've been to that one. So yeah, it's once upon a time it was all three of them were owned by the same people, and now they're owned by different people, and the one in California never reopened and was redeveloped. So for what it's worth, on our channel, we have a ton of Santa's Village content. If you want to see the one that's out here and what remains of it, you're more than welcome to always check out those videos. Okay. Yeah, so all our videos and all our content are going to be the one from where we live. Not the one that you've been to, unfortunately. I have seen I have checked out a lot of the stuff from that one because of the fact that I grew up going to the one that was close to our house, and since we've had season passes because of son being the appropriate age, I have checked out the other one just to see what the differences are, and there's a lot of similarities. But since they're independently run and owned, there's definitely a lot of differences too. For sure, Eddie, always. A hacksaw to the transmission? Are you for real, JJ? I have an old used plumbing pipe that I take to the wrenches to give me extra leverage if I ever need it. Because we live in the salt belt or salt area because of winter, so some of the bolts are on there pretty tightly. That's awesome, Addie. So yes, son was the same way. He was very scared, and then it was like 2 years ago, his favorite ride became the ride at Santa's Village called the Blizzard, which goes, I can't even tell you how many times it goes upside down. It's insane. But yeah, it took him a lot to get there, and then once he was there, he realized how much fun he had. So here's the wild thing, Eddie. I will tell you, I like water slides more than I like anything else, but I like speed more than I like spinning. So put speed in a close second to water slides. That's why you see a lot of water slide and water park content on our channel. Son and I are water park junkies. But speed to me is better than spinning. The older I get, the less I like spinning rides. I will say the one thing to know about our channel is we are definitely very seasonal. So we will be coming into the Halloween season very soon. And so we'll be going and visiting a lot of haunted houses and yard haunts and various places like that. And Son has been a haunt actor in the past, and I know he wants to be again in the future. So we will probably be doing a lot of that hopefully soon. I'm not the biggest fan of warm weather. I prefer it cooler. So she's all right. She's getting ready for bed because she has to get up so early in the morning for work. So she is getting ready for bed as we speak. You can probably tell it's getting dark here. So Mama has gone in, called it a night, and I will be following her very shortly. So you're an hour ahead of us, and so it's 8:38, but because she has to get up at 4 in the morning, she is starting the nighttime routine. And son was down the street pretty much all day with his friends, and so he's a little bit tired as well because it was very hot before the rain today. So it did rain, which was nice, and it helped break some of the heat. But as you can hear, these crazy cicadas are sort of taking over everything. Yeah, she has to get up at like 4 a.m. So with you saying you got up at like 12:30, that to us is crazy. Did you already go?
He is done.
Oh. Well, on that note, I will tell you that we have to go as well. Mama just came out and said he is done, which means that I gotta follow her up. So I appreciate you guys. So JJ, have a good night. Addie, appreciate you stopping by. I will talk to you guys soon. We will be live again at some point tomorrow. You guys take care. Have a great evening, and talk to you tomorrow.